Welcome to Y News, I am Christopher. The president of ASML in the Netherlands has publicly stated that do not underestimate China's determination in the field of chip manufacturing, especially this year. Many Chinese companies have already ventured into chip manufacturing. Foreign media have also frequently reminded that China's chip manufacturing strength is growing and will become a competitor in the chip industry that cannot be ignored. Recently, Shanghai Microelectronics announced a breakthrough in 28nm chip manufacturing. Although there is still a gap from more advanced chips, 28nm chips are the process chips with the largest current market demand, accounting for the majority of global chip production. Take 28 nanometers, the next step will be to take 14 nanometers, and soon breakthroughs will be made to the current state-of-the-art 3 nanometers and 4 nanometers. Last month, Xiaomi and MediaTek collaborated to develop the Tiangue 8200 Ultra chip, which uses an extremely advanced 4 nanometers process. MediaTek transferred the powerful CPU performance to the first model, Xiaomi Civi 3, through the open architecture of Tiangue, which, together with Xiaomi Imaging Brain, greatly improves the phone's imaging capabilities. The Tiangue 8200 Ultra chip equipped in the Xiaomi Civi 3 completely breaks the lack of performance of offline models. In addition, Xiaomi also cooperated with the century-old animation giant Disney to launch the Xiaomi Civi 3 Disney Limited model, which has strong Disney Mickey-shaped elements in the body and system and is believed to be loved by more people. In addition to the attractiveness of the cell phone, Xiaomi, a company known for its cost performance, announced that it will enter the self-research chip industry. Xiaomi Group President Lu Weibing said that Xiaomi will be fully committed to the chip business and is ready for a protracted battle. The US is a country where interests are paramount and is likely to change its position quickly when it finds that certain policies do not achieve the desired effect, or even produce the opposite effect. Therefore, some foreign media speculate that the US may not be able to withstand the pressure of many chip giants to modify its policy on China. In fact, before the introduction of the new US policy, many chip giants have already used their own actions to modify the previous restrictions. In fact, according to US media reports, a US diplomat said in an article published by him, "The US technology war against China, the purpose is clear, that is, to bring China to a standstill while itself is growing." Then, Japan, the Netherlands and other US allies have banned Chinese technology. The original idea of the United States was that under such restrictions, China's related industries would completely lose room for growth, and the future in this industry would be monopolized by chip giants such as Europe and the United States. But unexpectedly, the fact is the opposite. Take Micron technology, for example. From some years ago, Micron Technology has been pushing the United States to impose sanctions on Chinese counterparts, hoping to monopolize the Chinese market in this way. But unexpectedly, in return, Micron was found to have security problems and lost the Chinese market completely. Instead, Chinese-related companies have gained tremendous technological advances over the years and have replaced the market share of Micron's products. On the other hand, the US policy is now being questioned by its allies. The only way for the US to make its trade war work is to persuade a large group of countries to impose the same restrictions as Washington. But the Micron case shows that China is pushing back so hard that this terrible vicious circle will expand rapidly, and it is clear that this is leading some countries, such as South Korea, not to want to get involved. The White House last month asked Seoul to ban the use of Korean chips instead of American ones, but the South Koreans balked at the proposal, insisting that it was a matter for their own companies. Previously, the Netherlands ASML had also accused the United States It is because of the US restraining order led to the gradual loss of ASML's market in China, and now China's continuous research and development in photolithography, and even the entire chip industry chain, it is likely to affect the original chip industry layout. It is clear that since the United States banned Huawei and ZTE in 2019, China has been trying to reduce its dependence on the United States and its allies. At the same time, China's huge domestic market is sufficient to support emerging domestic chip companies. One very stark example is China's large aircraft. In the past few years, China has hardly ordered another Boeing airliner, and instead, China's C919 has taken to the blue sky and officially started commercial flights. A similar example is China's new energy vehicles. From research and development to production, the entire industry chain is very complete. The current export of new energy vehicles has been in the world's leading. Foreign companies also understand very well that the absence of the Chinese market now is likely to mean the permanent loss of the Chinese market in the future. Obviously, the US chip giants do not want the Micron incident to repeat itself. Today, NVIDIA is providing a 800, H80 and other versions of chips to mainland China. The same Intel is also offering alternative versions of processors such as i5 and i7 to China. Samsung, from South Korea, is even willing to lower the price of exporting more chips to China. Biden's calculations seem to be difficult to see the effect. Perhaps, as some foreign media predicted, the United States in the chip policy will soon usher in a change.